In my video about updating gym leaders, I proposed a few changes to them, their battlefields, and a few other things. Then in the next video, I followed up by demonstrating what a water-type gym would look like at different stages of the game using the same system. We ran out of time in that video, so we're doing it here today. Watch those two videos for context, since I'll be talking about things I've already introduced. It's also probably a good time to mention that I often do follow-up videos because I have more to say on a topic, or because commenters bring up good feedback or questions to a discussion. Subscribe if you're interested in staying in the loop. I mentioned in those videos that some gym leaders could pair up and combine their effects in double battles against you in the post-game. The player will need to account for the gym leader's effects being the default for the purposes of these battles. They can strategize to work with the state of the battlefield by bringing their own Pokémon to abuse the gym leader's field effects, or they can use their own field effects to temporarily sabotage the gym leader's strategy. We want to reward players for beating gym leaders at their own game, or disrupting the strategy entirely. Again, inspiration has been drawn from Bravely Default, a game where you gain the classes and abilities of most bosses you fight. Boss fights all serve a secondary purpose as a display of the strengths and weaknesses of the class you're going to earn. For the boss fights where you earn multiple classes, you'll see how those classes synergize, and you have to find out how to overcome their team comp. Back to Pokemon. The two gym leaders will bring 3 Pokemon each and pool them together to battle your 6. I should note that, lore-wise, they are pairing up against you in a double battle, but functionally and mechanically, it's just a 6v6 double battle between the player and the AI. It likely wouldn't be as hard as doing a proper VGC game with another human, since there is still a typing restriction, but it will be some side content to farm money in TMs like other Pokemon post games. We'll go over an in-depth example of what one pairing would look like, then we'll have some brisk general overviews of what other pairings would look like. For our in-depth scenario, our water gym leader is working with the electric gym leader. The water gym leader's field effect will have perpetual rain. The electric gym leader's effect is perpetual electric terrain. Electric terrain prevents sleep and boosts the power of electric moves for grounded Pokemon. Since the battle will have rain and electric terrain active by default, we want the water team to milk its advantage, minimize weaknesses, and also cover the shortcomings of their electric type partners. By virtue of being water type, they can threaten ground types that resist electricity. Since water usually has ice type coverage, grass and dragon have to think twice before switching in. The rain will help the electric gym leader land their electric terrain boosted thunders. Rain can also help reduce fire type damage on Pokemon like Magnezone and grant passive healing to Pokemon like Dryskin Heliolisk. If Lightning Rod is on the electric half of the team, we could actually protect the water half of the team and make electric types even stronger. Gyarados can once again return as an intimidator to help the team like it did in its single battle contributions. Its partial flying typing allows it to avoid ground type moves, and even though it is weak to electricity, it can be protected by a partner's Lightning Rod, like the classic Lightning Rod Raichu. Volt Absorb Lantern could be an easy alternative water type that doesn't need Lightning Rod support. Lantern would have both of its stab moves boosted by the combination of terrain and weather. It's free to spam Thunder and Hydro Pump for the raw power, but an argument could be made to spam Discharge and Surf or Scald, since the field effects make up the difference in power while staying consistent. Scald is good single target damage and burn fishing in one move. Discharge allows it to fish for paralysis on a boosted spread move, and if the partner has Lightning Rod, Volt Absorb, or Motor Drive, we can support them while attacking. Surf is a rain-boosted spread move that could heal a friendly Dryskin Heliolisk. That Dryskin Heliolisk could then use a boosted parabolic charge to damage its enemies, heal Lantern, and heal itself. Lantern is relatively slow, so Tailwind support from a Volt Absorb Kilowattrel would be great. Keep in mind these strategies work because redirection only works on single target moves. Spread moves allow these teams to simultaneously damage opponents and enable their partners. The next water slot could be given to Jellicent, Quagsire, or Gastrodon. Jellicent is capable of burning Pokemon with Will-O-Wisp or Scald, and it can use Hex to deal double damage from the paralysis spread by Discharge or the burns it causes. Icy Wind is an option for coverage and speed control. Giga Drain is an option for coverage and healing. Surf deals spread damage and can heal Heliolisk. Sludge Wave and Dazzling Gleam are coverage that can basically be ignored by a Magnezone on the team. It can even set up Trick Room for slow electric and water types. The main downside is that it's vulnerable to the boosted electric moves. Water Absorb Quagsire and Storm Drain Gastrodon are good competition for the slot because they are immune to discharges and can make use of Heliolisk Surfs. The final slot can be our classic friends once again, Swift Swim Kingdra or Swift Swim Basculegion. You know what they do. But once we get to the end of the battle, it's riskier to spam Surf and Discharge so much, so good single target damage and double speed will be really nice to clean up what's left. There are plenty of options for the player to abuse the rain and electric terrain themselves. Maybe another player would set up Sun at a cheeky time to get 5 to 8 turns where the opponent's water moves are weakened, their Thunders and Hurricanes whiffs, their team is slowed, and maybe have to deal with Chlorophyll users and Solar Beams. Now we'll have an overview of a few other pairings. A Water and Grass Gym Leader pair-up. This pairing is interesting. The grassy terrain heals all grounded Pokemon, but boosts grass move damage, which can be risky for the water types. The rain might interfere with grass types that prefer to take advantage of sunlight, but the rain also weakens fire moves that they are weak to. Hurricane becomes a problem for the grass types weak to it as well. Another factor to consider is that Earthquake will be weaker while grassy terrain is active, so single target ground type moves are the only viable option to target Pokemon that are ground weak, like if the Water Gym Leader has a Lantern. The player overriding grassy terrain with electric terrain can cut healing, block sleep from grass types, and threaten the water types with terrain boosted electric moves. Sun could disrupt the Water Gym Leader and increase the grass weakness to fire. Next, the Fire and Grass pairing. Fire types love the passive healing of grassy terrain and the weakening of Earthquake. The boost to grass moves helps give effectively a stab boost to their coverage grass moves, and they resist grass, so there isn't a loss here. Any solar power Pokemon have the chip damage reduced, if we want to experiment with that. Fire types obviously love the sun reducing water damage. Grass types love the opportunity to have all their sun-related abilities boosted, but the fire damage boost is a problem for them, as there is no fire type redirection ability. Speedy fire and grass types can fire off strong moves immediately. Since there are quite a few slow fire and grass types, and sun and grassy terrain are set by default, maybe the gym leaders can use the freedom to manually set Trick Room. Slower Pokemon like Torkoal and Armor Rouge get to deal high damage without being outsped. Supportive grass types like Amoonguss, or offensive threats like Breloom, can enjoy the ability to land high-speed spores under Trick Room. Breloom in particular could enjoy being able to spore, set up a substitute, and have poison heal recovery alongside grassy terrain healing for the subs. I think by now you get the idea. Gym leaders are a key staple of the series that can help demonstrate mechanics and synergies. The gym leaders can coach you and spar with you, and the permutations of the pairings helps expose trainers to mechanics and effects. In the post-game, the double battle focus helps create a stepping stone between a campaign that is mostly easy single battles and the official VGC doubles format. I personally hated double battles until I played Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness because the whole game was actually designed properly around doubles. Who knows, maybe more people would play VGC if mainline Pokemon games had double battles that struck a balance between super easy fights against the Plusle and Minun or ultra unforgiving Battle Frontier double battles. For now, we can only experiment with the idea in unofficial content. It feels good to bring this to a close after like 2 years. Let me know what degenerate strategies you'd come up with. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you some other time. Bye.